Good morning, guys. This is Steve O'Hare, and it is Friday, the 21st of May, 2021. You forgot the year there. I'm on my own this morning. Joe's not with me. He's out trekking over the mountains up in Scotland in the really cold and horrible weather that we normally associate with them regions. So just down to me. I'm going to really sort of like run through the charts, look at the technical analysis levels to watch in the markets today, and then we'll go through a little bit of news, what to expect later as well, the figures out. So let's jump straight into it. And first of all, we're going to look at the FX and look at the dollar index. So dollar index had a bit of a turnaround yesterday. We can see on the weekly chart we're in this bearish channel. This goes back all the way to the start of the pandemic, really, where we sort of like saw the big rally up to 103 from these sort of like lower regions. We had a really big volatility move higher, and since then we haven't really looked back. But we are approaching some very interesting supportive levels in the dollar index. Notably, the upward trending support line that comes in around about 89.35. Previous swing low that comes in at 89.20, and this swing low from the 12th of February 2000, the week of 12th of February 2018, 88.25. That's the real line in the sand that we have to be very, very wary of. This looks to be playing out. We look to be in the middle of an impulsive move lower, and this is the real test of that move. Let's have a little look at what we saw yesterday from a candlesticks perspective. It doesn't look good. Bearish engulfing candle. We've had 4 days of negative price action. A recovery we thought on Wednesday, but them gains have been given up, and we're now sitting around the support at 89.68. A break of there, we should see 89.20 pretty quickly in my eyes. Looking at other markets, obviously this was good for Eurodollar. Eurodollar is retesting this swing high of the 25th of Feb, coming in at 122.43. Rejected it this morning and sort of slightly hanging around just above the 122 level, which will be psychological support. But yeah, we can see that sort of interest is definitely picking up as we approach these levels. A break above there should open up a retest of the resistance. Let's make it red, resistance, danger, 123.50. So that's euro dollar. Cable, again, another positive day for cable. Cable's in this pretty relentless bullish move higher, and no real sign of it slowing. Again, we've got the resistance coming in at the 24th of Feb high, my birthday, 142.41. We're not very far away from that. We're only 70 points away. An easily achievable move in a bullish sterling market. Euro sterling, obviously, we're seeing the a little bit of the opposite on there. So sterling outperforming euro. We're in a bit of a bearish channel here, although there is a small sign of a potential for a turnaround. I'm not going to get too carried away with it, but it's just something to note. A little bit of a potential of an inverse head and shoulders here. So does this tell us that euro is going to regain some of the ground on sterling? Really need to see a break of an area around about 87.20. If we get a break there, then the measured move target on here would be, we'll measure from the head to the neckline. This is what we do in technical analysis, and these sort of things normally play out. 89.61 is the measured move target. So pretty cool. Aussie dollar. This is obviously a take that away. This is obviously a very commodity based in pair, and again we highlighted a potential for a head and shoulders formation. It hasn't happened. We broke through the neckline, came back up, but then potentially we can start to redraw this We saw a rejection from this shooting star candle on the 10th of May, and price action has remained below it. So resistance really coming in around about just above the left shoulder, and today we've seen it start on the back foot. And we really, if we get a break of this sort of level, then that could really open up a move to the downside. So Aussie dollar, but again, that would require dollar to sort of have show some strength. So for the moment, this head and shoulders formation is just noting it's not formed until we get a break of the neckline. That is pretty important, and also I like to see a break of the horizontal support. That's 75.30, so a bit of a way off yet. Don't have to worry about that yet. Okay, let's dive into commodities. Oil, a bit of a sell-off yesterday. I was quite pleased with this. This is my gun-to-head challenge. We've seen now 3 negative days of price action in WTI crude oil. This resistance level up at 66.65, and we've got one going back. A lot stronger resistance level coming in at 66.53. Price action popped above it, but rejected quite aggressively and has moved lower. So this was our gun-to-head challenge yesterday. So I can show off to Joe. Didn't quite make the target, but sort of got down to about, I think it closed about 61.90. So made good risk reward there. I'll get Joe to fill in the boxes when he comes back on Monday. So he'll be a busy boy. He'll be happy that I've at least put some effort in while he's away. Looking at gold. Gold for me is we're still in this. It's not a bear channel, it's a bullish flag, but the channel is a corrective channel, but we're toying with the highs here. So for me, really have to watch this 1875 level. A good close above this for me opens up a move to 1960, and that's that I expect sort of like some sort of vacuum trade. It'll be a very, very fast move. I expect it to be related to some safe haven catalyst or a really severe break in the dollar. So for me, above these levels, want to try and set in longs, keep the stop quite tight to start with, really break back below 1850 would negate this opportunity, I think, now. But yeah, I sort of think that this has good potential today. I don't know what the catalyst will be for it. It may be an over the weekend play. It may be escalation in some geopolitical thing somewhere in the world. So yeah, just have to keep watching this level. We did manage to get up to 1890. 1900 will be a psychological level. There'll be various small resistance levels between there and 1960, which I think is the move we are going to see sooner rather than later. So that's me on commodities. Jumping to the indices now. Indices have had a really decent recovery from the panic we saw at the start of the week. And although we have got off to a little bit of a bearish start this morning on the back foot, and as we can see here in the FTSE, we've rejected the move above 70.40 resistance, and straight away we've had a hanging man candle and a really nice move to the downside in FTSE. Really looking to target on the downside 69.10. Below that we've got 68.25. The DAX pushing to the upside as well. The resistance above comes in around about 15,500. We're only 100 points away from that now. This was the levels we looked to sell it at previously. Again, I'll be looking to make the same sort of play, selling into the resistance around here as we see the momentum stall. It's always nice to wait for a decent reversal candle, very much like happened here. Bearish outside candle after a retest of the resistance. Again, bearish outside candle. So not necessarily selling, stick a sell order in. wait to see what the price action is. If we do get a decent rejecting candle with the resistance, then for me, that's the opportunity to have a really decent risk reward trade, because this could obviously, we could be back into the range. The bottom of the range is 14,800, so even risking 100 points here up at 15,500, that's a decent stop on any day. Targets really a move back down. You're talking about 600-700 points, so good risk reward. Dow Jones still, you know, the recovery's been pretty good, but we're seeing signs of stalling here. So again, that lines up with maybe fading this move into the weekend. Nasdaq, we posted a bit of a hanging candle yesterday. It would have been nice to see a little bit more of a tail on that, but again, tech stocks struggling ever so slightly. S&Ps, the resistance for me now comes in at 4,183. We're stalling just in front of it. Are we going to see a retest? I'm not sure. Again, that sort of play of seeing a rejection candle here for me would offer good risk reward on the downside. China overnight has taken a bit of a whack for me as well. I've spoke about it before. I'll go back to the weekly chart on China 50. I believe this could be the leader in the indices. It's been under a lot more pressure than all the others after forming this evening doji star. We're in a bit of a channel. For me, it looks like a bit of a bearish flag, although it's nice to see this correction sloping upwards slightly. It's not, it's just a sideways channel. A break really of the 16,400 level for me opens up a sustained move to the downside. I think that could end up dragging the indices down. So on to gun to head. That's what we've seen today. The gun to head, I'm going to go with gold today. We've been hanging around this 1875 level. Obviously, you can see I went for gold previously, which did get close to hitting target, but funny enough, stopped out just before that. So let's move this across and let's get a few trend lines in there to sort of give us an idea of really maybe where we can place the stop. A little bit of a supportive trend line on a short-term basis, but this would be a little bit more interesting. That marries up really nicely. So for me, we can be quite tight in here. What is the swing low here is 1870. So getting long at 1873.46. I'm going to target a move to I'm going to target move to just below $1,900. Let's round these numbers up. Actually, 73.46, 65.46, and 99.46. What does that give us? That gives us 3.25 R. So the risk is 3.25. We can, let's tighten the stop up. So let's be a little bit more aggressive with this. 6.5 to 1. That's what we're going for. We're buying gold. The stop is at 1869.46, and the target is 1899.46. That's my gun to head challenge today. I'm going to pop that in the chat so I can prove to Joe that I time-stamped it. He won't believe me. So what are we watching today? We have corporate highlights today. Pan-African has increased its gold production estimates for the year, increasing forecast by 5,000 ounces to 195,000 ounces. Not really bothered about that. On the economic calendar, we got PMIs this morning: French, German, and Eurozone. UK PMI at 930, and the US coming in at 245. Eurozone consumer confidence coming out at 3 o'clock. Markets to watch for that. Obviously, the euro crosses. US PMIs, watch the US indices and the US dollar crosses. Existing home sales at 3 o'clock. Estimated sales to rise to 0.7 month on month, and the market to watch, obviously, the US dollar crosses. So that's about it for me this morning. Thanks for joining me. I hope I haven't annoyed you too much, and we'll get Joe back. Don't worry, we'll get Joe back, and it'll be a lot more easy flowing next week. Look forward to seeing you then. Good luck with your trading, and be careful.